Good day everyone, Arataki Itto is out and he's a big skip for me, but he might not be a big skip for you because, and personally I think he is actually okay as a character. He actually performed really well. I've been playing him in the trial run, and of course I've seen a lot of whales and a lot of free to play sort of YouTubers sort of handling him, seeing how he plays, how he performs in a team comp, and in all honesty he looks to be pretty solid as a damage dealer. Some of the things that you need to note is because of his high defense, when he attacks during his elemental burst, and he's obviously got interruption resistance, but that higher defense does enable him to tank a bit more attacks. And if you've got Goro at C4, then that obviously buffs him up as well. That is in contrast to a character like my Raiden Shogun. You can see she's got lots like lower defense, which means by implication, if I don't have a jellyfish or a shield up, she might be forced when she's in an elemental burst to swap off early, whereas with Itto you won't have this problem because he's such a well, he's bulky stats wise, not so much physique wise. I wish miHoYo gave him a bit more muscles. It would really have worked out nicely. That's my only complaint. But yeah, Itto is very good. I think the only thing about him is you need a team to enable him as a hyper carry. It's the exact same with Eula. Eula is nothing without a proper team that can support her. It's the same with Xiangling. The character is nothing without a proper team to essentially stack and snapshot all those buffs. And Itto is much in the same way. This is in contrast to a character like Kokomi that is pretty easy on investment and doesn't need a team to make her look good. But she does help, of course, make the team look good, which is really nice. And that is about the thoughts that I've got for Itto. I should mention that a lot of people consider HP and defense as wasted stats, and I'm quite happy that miHoYo is slowly turning this perception around, that attack's not the only and the most important thing. It's not just attack, crit rate, with damage. All these other stats have their time and their place, and most certainly if we've got even harder hitting enemies coming up in future abysses, then Itto stocks, Albedo, Goro, all those defense scaling characters are going to look really, really attractive because there's only so much that a shield can do, and it's quite refreshing to see, in my personal opinion. And I must also just take this opportunity to plug in a bit of Kokomi, because what's the one thing we said about Kokomi? Well, she is a role compressor. So what that means is she fulfills multiple roles in terms of tanking hits, in terms of healing, in terms of doing like decent amount of damage as a sub DPS, of course not a main DPS, and she's got the off-field hydro. And this is the important thing that people need to realize about role compressors like Kokomi. Whilst a specialist like Arataki Itto can essentially go on the field and attack continuously without interruption, can tank a lot of hits, the very nature of Kokomi allows her to do a similar thing due to her HP pool, but also she enables other characters to essentially take over that function. So with the jellyfish in range, I can very easily work, and even if the Raiden Shogun moves outside of a jellyfish field, then you guys that have been watching the channel for a long time know that I've always recommended that you play, you can always push enemies towards like a central point, which is a bit of like an advanced grouping technique, but it is there in my Spiral Abyss videos, how I sort of manipulate the enemy AI. But yes, that is what you can do with Kokomi. That role compression is really good, and the thing that makes it good is it enables the team, whereas for other characters that have got that strong niche, they've only got that niche. So yeah, I just want to sort of say that. But otherwise, Itto looking real good. Pick him up if you want. Have a great day, guys.